Hot Wheelers, what's happening? Joe Motor here. Welcome back to the Motor Hood, and it's time for me to do a little catch up here. I've got quite a few different pieces I've been grabbing over the last few weeks, and just haven't been showing them. Been quite busy, but it's time for me to give them some camera time here. I thought I would just do a sort of a haul video, show you some loose stuff, some vintage stuff here, and also some newer stuff in the package. And hopefully I'll come back soon and do a crack and yak, and we'll crack some of these open. But I thought I would just start with some of the loose vintage pieces I've been grabbing. I've found a few local sweet spots that carry some, collectibles, and every once in a while you'll find some vintage Hot Wheels. And so I've been picking quite a few of those up lately. Speaking of which, we'll start here with this classic Cobra in black, with the black wall tires, the red interior, orange stripes with the yellow Cobra tampo. This one is not extremely rare or valuable, but it's definitely in nice condition. One of my favorite castings is the Real Rider red version, which you've seen, I'm sure, a million times, unless you're new to the hobby. So there's some variations of this model. And this black one, just had to pick it up. I think it was just a few bucks. So this one has a Malaysia base, and from what I understand, the Hong Kong base version of this came from the Parkin' Plates series, where they released a license plate with the car. So I'm not sure if the Malaysia base is just is also part of the Parkin' Plates, or if it was released separately. You'll have to let me know if you're aware of that below. But very nice shiny black piece there, and of course the hood opens, which gives you some nice detail down in there. It's all metal, of course. These hoods were kind of notorious for getting loose and snapping out, and then you would lose the hood. That happened to me. But I just love the Cobra, especially these old vintage all metal versions here. So that was a no-brainer. Another piece I grabbed was this Corvette Stingray with the Hot Ones wheels, and I've talked about the Hot Ones a lot, but just the suspension on these things and the way they roll is super smooth. Could roll all the way down the street. Love those Hot Ones, man. They're great wheels. Nobody has ever matched that kind of smooth suspension, smooth ride that the Hot Ones had. So even the new Hot Ones releases just don't have the same feel to them. But I love this Corvette. I'm not really a Corvette collector. I know my buddy Lamar Fashion out on the West Coast is a Corvette fan, so this might head your way one of these days, Lamar. But really enjoyed the retro tampos on the side of this. Real simple paint scheme that follows the curves and contours of the body. And I love the blue interior. It's got like a clear, icy blue, transparent interior, which is pretty sick. It looks cool glowing under the wheel well. Look at that. It's got that sort of blue glow that you see a lot of times on, the urban street cars that have the LED glow underneath them. That's what it reminds me of anyway. And then, of course, the chiseled in all metal details from these vintage Hot Wheels. Just unmistakable. And it's got a little metal flake in the red there. So a lot of times if you're looking these up, and there's a sort of an enamel red, a straight red, and then there's also the metal flake red. Just little details you'll want to keep in mind if you're tracking these things down. So there's your base, Hong Kong. Very nice. This came out in a lot of different variations with black walls, different colorways, lots of different tampos on the top. I kind of like how simple this is with no tampos on the top at all. Just very subtle. Let's see. Let's look at this one real quick. This cement mixer, Peterbilt truck here. Picked this up for a couple of bucks at a local comic book sort of toy store, which is sitting behind the counter by itself, so I thought it should come home with me. It's not quite mint, but it is in decent condition. It's got the full metal jacket there on the hood, and just love these big chunky trucks. I know my buddy Tex Tanner out there in the Lone Star State likes these. Don't know if you've got this one or not, Tex, but the moving part is nice. It's all plastic, but this moves up and down, and you can also actually mix the cement back there. So this one's been played with, which that's what it's made for. So you can get your little gear and your belt back there. But everything else, it's in pretty good condition. All the wheels are there, nice and clear. And all it says on the base is Peterbilt. '79 Malaysia. But a lot of folks refer to it as the mixer truck or the cement mixer. And then there's the Racebait. This is a favorite of mine. Really great little piece here. Metal flake silver paint with also this really cool blue interior. Now this one also comes in the Reel Rider version, vintage Reel Riders, and so I'm definitely have that on my wish list. I haven't been lucky enough to catch that to put it in the collection, but this one was around, it was cheap, and was in pretty good condition, so I grabbed it. Really cool piece. It reminds me a little bit of the DeLorean, but it is a Ferrari. As you can see there's the Ferrari logo. This would be one of those tampo schemes I think it'd be cool to revive in a modern Ferrari release. Kind of like they did with the DeLorean. Back in one of my previous videos we talked about the DeLorean and the Turismo. Racebait 308 Hong Kong base. It's all black on the base, but it is metal. Really like that casting. Looking for the Reel Rider version. Hope that turns up pretty soon. And then I grabbed a orange Baja Breaker with the black wall tires. You may be familiar with the one with the Reel Rider tires. This one is probably one of my favorites of all time. This orange one here with the Wheel Riders. This was a very generous gift from Mr. V-Dub Matt, and one of my faves. But this one I found for a few bucks and picked it up. Very nice condition. Love having the variations of the pieces I really like, so happy to have that one. You'll notice too this plastic hood, which Hot Wheels did back then. They do this metal casting and put the plastic hood as a moving part. Man, it is snapped down clean, so I'm not even going to attempt to open it up, because what happens is multiple opens and closes, that piece of plastic starts to wear down, and here we go. You see what happens. Metal and plastic do not mix all the time, so I'm going to leave this one just as it is, because that is just beautifully fits in there. All right, and then this piece here was probably the most recent piece I added. This was on an online auction. I picked this up. A seller was liquidating a collection and bid on a few items, but only ended up with one. And it was this one here, which is a pretty nice piece, CJ7 from the Reel Rider series in the 80s. Got the white hubs, red interiors, got the sort of red and orange and sort of light orange tampo flags there on the hood. And then love the CJ because you have these cool little accessories in the back here. Love all that little detail. Then you have the red spare tire, tail lights. Big fan of the Jeeps. There's the base. I think it's a Malaysia base. Just double check. Pretty rare piece. It's not, impossible to come across, but I think it's a little more pricey piece from the Reel Rider, so I was happy to grab this for a pretty good deal, and it's in good shape. So definitely still after quite a few of the Reel Riders, and always love finding them when I can. So that's the newest addition to the Reel Rider collection. This piece, I forgot to show this piece. This is a Superman. It's been shown a lot on YouTube if you follow vintage collectors. From the there was a whole series of these that was put out from Marvel Comics. We've looked at the Human Torch and the Thing, which was also part of that series, and then I think the Captain America Firebird and maybe another one I'm missing in there, but the Thor Superman was definitely one of them. This one is certainly not mint. You've got some tampo rub and things on it, but I don't mind really. I kind of like the vintage look to it. Of course, if I do find a minty one, I'll pick it up too. But there's your Hong Kong metal base, which I always like these super vans that came with the metal base. You see a lot of them with plastic bases, so that's a nice little addition there for a few bucks. And then one new piece I got loose. Got this in the mail a few days ago. Here's your Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution. This is the Super Treasure Hunt from the K case of 2015, and of course I never came across it, so when I can find one loose, I usually try to grab it. So here it is, and it's actually really kind of cool in person. It seems a little heavier and chunkier than I expected it to be, and these blue wheels are really kind of pretty sick, actually. They roll really well, which a lot of the Super Treasure Hunts, the wheels don't roll that well, but those roll really well. And I love the tampo scheme. I love the black and the kind of reddish orange tampo scheme all the way around. It's got the racing tampos. Just looks like a mean ripping rally car, race car, drift car, whatever it is. I'm not sure. One of the things I noticed, though, you may notice kind of under the, above where it says maximum attack up here on the top part of the car, it kind of looks like it's smudged or has some adhesive left over on it. But what I noticed is if you look really close, you'll see it actually is, it's a repeated graphic of the Speed Hunters text, and it's done at an angle. And so you kind of see different, some in there you can see the SPE or the HUNT. You can kind of see it says Speed Hunt, Speed Hunt, Speed Hunt repeated all the way down the side here. And that's a really interesting thing. I haven't seen a whole lot of that been done on basic cars, especially from Hot Wheels. And I don't know if the regular one has that because I haven't really paid attention. So it's kind of an interesting addition that they put on that. I'm not sure if you guys have noticed that or not. Let me know if you've got the regular and it's on there too, but pretty nice detail there. Of course, it has a plastic base, but the tread on this thing, man, look at the tread on those tires. Don't know if they have a term for that kind of tread or not, but really, really unique, nicely detailed tread on those tires. So I think that's a hit for me. I really enjoy the kind of racing tempo pieces. I'm definitely on the hunt for that Superbird and of course the Toyota off-road truck that's in the Q case. So I'll be looking out for those. Don't know if I'll find them or not, but we'll certainly let you know if I do. So those are the loose pieces that I've been grabbing, mostly vintage, but this piece came in the mail the other day, so I thought I would include it. I have been grabbing some package stuff that I need to crack, but I'll probably wait and do that in the next video. I've got some M2 pieces, this Ford F-Series piece, and I have another Apache step side truck for an M2. Was happy to come across those in the store. Also this Greenlight 67 Ford Bronco from the Hot Pursuit, New York City Central Park Police. I had to grab that. Not really a collector of the Hot Pursuit, but that one was too cool to pass up, so we'll be cracking that in the next Crack and Yak. And I've also got a couple of Johnny Lightnings I need to be cracking. This one I've had for a long time and I need to crack it. This is a Cyclone Spoiler from the Classic Plastic series. We'll take a look at that in the next video. And then also this Ecto is coming out of the package, this Johnny Lightning Frightening Lightnings. So there's your sneak peek of what's coming up next. So stay tuned. Really appreciate all of you subscribing. I've broken 2,500 subscribers and don't think I've forgotten that. We'll be doing a giveaway very soon as I can set aside some time to put together the prizes and do the video. So just stay tuned. We'll be getting to that very soon. Thank you for watching. We'll see you guys next time.